Hello, everyone. Green screen. Oh. Okay. What is that? Retouch. Okay. Hey. Hey. I want people to join. We are going to have a demonstration of a quick 10-minute pencil skirt. Wait for a few more minutes to let other people join. You will need material, preferably like something stretchy, because elastic works best with stretchy material, like a polyester cotton blend, and some elastic. I prefer the medium size because it will not roll as quickly as the thin elastic. This is good for a little kid or someone smaller. But this is perfect size. This is, let me see, either 1 inch or 3/8. Let me look into my goodie box. One inch. This is my designer elastic that I use for my pillows, my travel pillows. So I see a lot of people have joined on TikTok. Thanks for joining. Hi, YouTube. Thank you for joining. I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. You will need some material, preferably stretchy, like polyester cotton blend, and some elastic, some scissors, of course, some pins to hold the elastic in if you choose to, scissors. And if you have a label, to sew inside your garment, you want to have that ready also. One more minute. I'm going to find my, let me see, elastic that I want to use. I don't want it to use the designer because that's for my travel pillows. I think I probably left my most of my elastic at my commercial office. So for this, I am going to use, oh, let me look over here just a minute. Okay. So, I've already cut this, pre-cut 2 strips But for beginners, you want to take the fabric. This is quick, so we're not measuring precisely. We're just measuring, we're just doing quick measurements. So you want to take the fabric, wrap it around your body, or whoever you're making a skirt for. You want to leave at least an inch for the slack, for the hem. The longer the hem is, the less it will fray. So you can either mark right here or put your finger right here and cut it. I usually pre-cut the fabric, but I'm showing you how I did it when I first learned how to make myself skirts at the last minute. So then whatever length you want, you can either take a measuring tape and measure from your waist down to the length you want, or you can just mark it as you put the material around your body. Like I mentioned, you want elastic fabric, like polyester blend, because that works best with elastic. Elastic on like straight fabric will not really turn out right, would not look right because it will be puckering. Okay. Go a little longer for the slack. Then you want to cut it across. You want to cut it on the end that doesn't stretch too much. Let me see. Maybe I should have pre-cut this to save time. Okay. And you want to end up with 2 halves. Sometimes you can cut on the fold, so you only have to sew on one side. But to make it even and neater looking, you want to cut on 2 halves of the same length and width. Okay. Now I have one big piece. I'm going to cut this in half. So each piece can be the same length. Are y'all following me? Are y'all doing this with me? You want to make sure the material was even. If not, you can always even it up after you sew. You want to use, if you're not sure how it would turn out, you want to use a long straight stitch. Preferably have this setting on 4. That's the longest on most machines. Now I have to trim the top to make sure that's even. With this kind of material, chances are you will have to even it up during your sewing or after you cut it the first time. The tricky part for most people is attaching the elastic. Okay, now I want to make this 2 pieces, so I'm going to cut down this end. Oops. The good thing about this material is that it stretches. So if you cut it a little too small, you can always stretch it with the elastic. Okay. Now, I have two pieces. Before we sew these two pieces together, you want to add the elastic. See, I said you might have to straighten the material up with this kind of fabric. See that piece hanging? I'm going to cut that off right quick. Now this is the front piece. It still stretches around my front and my sides. So with the elastic, you want to place it on the material. Have at least an inch hem, like that, so you can sew on the elastic, because if you don't sew on the elastic twitches up and gets all discombobulated. So this is what I learned. Instead of pinning the elastic all the way on the garment, pin the first part of the elastic, put it in the machine, put the needle down, hold the fabric and the elastic in place. Sew a couple of stitches before you start stretching the material so the elastic can stay. Okay. Now that you secured the elastic to the fabric, you want to hold the fabric like this and pull as you sew. Pull the elastic. Depending on how hard you pull, that's how tight the skirt will be. Pull. Pull as you sew. And you want to do the same thing for the other side. Remember, you want to secure the elastic first before you sew the two pieces together, if you're sewing with two separate pieces. Make sure you're pulling. Sometimes you are running out of elastic. just grab another piece and attach it to make the elastic stretch to the end. In this case, I knew I had a shorter piece because all my inch elastic is at my corporate office. Now, we're going to stop and add some more elastic. We're not going to cut it. We're just going to add it and cut it at the end. Just put it slightly up under the first piece. And continue sewing. When it catches on the second piece, that's when you can pull it. Now, if you're not comfortable doing it this way, you can pin the elastic around the skirt, but you have to stretch it and pin it at the same time. Unless you stretch it while you take each pin out as you're sewing. Now we get the end of the elastic, lift it up, lift the needle up, cut the thread. That's the first part. You do want to add a second stitch at the bottom to hold the seam in place and hide the elastic. Now we're going to do the second part. The same way. You want to cut the elastic end. This is the second piece of garment. That's what I love about stretchy material. If you cut it short, you can still stretch it. So we're going to add the other piece of elastic, just like we did before. Wrap it around. Give at least 1 inch slack, covering the elastic like this. Stick a pin in it. To hold it. Place it up under your sewing machine. Grab it with a needle. Hold it. Sew a few stitches to hold the elastic and the fabric together. Now you can start pulling and stretching the elastic. This comes in handy when you don't have anything to match a shirt, blazer, or you just want to make something spiffy for yourself to wear to the office the next day or for a special event. See how strong that elastic is? Now this elastic is really strong and put together. While this elastic is more flexible. Again, we have to add some more elastic to the end because I'm running short. So my tip is do not cut the elastic before you sew it on the skirt. Or cut it longer than a skirt if you wish to cut it beforehand. Extra elastic. Put it in right there, above or under the other one. I don't recommend doing this way because sometimes you can't get it right or it will just look ugly. So I suggest you don't cut the elastic before you start sewing. But this size is all I had at this office. But it will work. It will just give you a little bit grief. It will work. I've done this many times because I've underestimated the length of the garment I was sewing. All right, we have come to the end of the second piece. Now, this is the part we want to either lock up the edges and cut them so it can be neat, or you can sew the two pieces together and then lock up the edges. I'm going to sew the two pieces together just to let you see how easy it is to make a skirt. So turn the two pieces right side facing each other. The wrong side, the inside is out. Clip the ends, clip them or put a straight pin in the ends. Hold them together. See how uneven that is? You can always fix that because the skirt is bigger than what I want, so it's okay. Just pin it right here at the edge of the good looking one, at the edge of the shorter one. Then when we finish sewing that together, we're going to just cut that off. And if you're not used to sewing the hem, you might want to sew the hem before you sew the two ends together, if it's easier for you. Or sometimes I do it like this to make sure the hem is even, and just sew the hem all in one swipe. Now we're going to sew the ends together. If you're new to sewing, you might want to pin all these edges together before you start sewing. You want to leave at least an inch on the ends to prevent fraying and the material coming loose due to stress. You want to have more material on the end if you can. And this is the brown skirt. I think the last brown skirt I had was probably 10 years ago. So I'll wear this in a couple days so you can actually see how it turned out. Almost finished with this side. Yeah, it's finished with this side. Put the needle up, cut the thread. Now we're going to do the other side. Leave an inch seam allowance. And start sewing. If you didn't pin the edges, make sure after every couple of minutes or seconds, you check to make sure the ends are even. And you'll have a brand new skirt in a matter of minutes. Usually I can make this in about 10 minutes, but I'm showing you step by step how to do it. But you can make yourself a pencil skirt in about 10 minutes. You can even make an A-line skirt, a long pencil skirt, and we're finished. This is the inside. And this is your pencil skirt. See how it stretches? Actually, I'm going to try it on right here. But I'm going to leave my clothes on. See, when you want to measure clothes this way, you wear something thin so you can wrap the material around your body and get the most precise measurement. And here we are. My pencil skirt is like right above my ankles. See how quick it is to make a skirt, garment, whatever. Like, sewing is fun. Try and error. Trial and error. You get it right. You can look on YouTube, TikTok, and get sewing lessons, sewing tips. I learned in the 80s from just a book, and it was very frustrating. I gave up a few times, but I just wanted to make myself something. Because I like, let me see, like bright things, bright colors. And for a while, everything was so one color, black, brown, blue, boring colors. So if you like this video, follow me, share it, and stay tuned for more sewing tips. Thank you for joining. Let me know in the comments if you want me to show you how to make something else. Have a good night. Bye-bye.